Welcome back to another episode of the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast/show. I'm your host, Dr. Kojo, and I'm here with Emily.
Hi.
Emily's brand new today, so we'll let her introduce herself and we'll get right into it. But today we're talking about having ADHD and autism at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And she happens to have both.
Yeah, I do.
So she's going to be a wonderful host.
I got hit by both of them.
Co-host
Lucky
for this
me.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'll let her introduce herself and then we'll get right into it.
Yeah, my name is Emily. I live here in Los Angeles, California, and I am an actor.
Okay.
That's pretty much it about me.
Actor.
Yeah.
And Emily met my mom last week.
I sure did.
And my mom was so taken aback by the fact that you said actor instead of actress.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's definitely becoming more common just to use like a gender neutral term, actor.
Okay.
Instead of actor and actress. Really the only time that they differentiate is for like award shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like best actor, best actress.
Has that always been a thing or it's...
No, it's definitely changed within the last couple of years.
Okay.
Where women have started using actor instead of actress. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Because my mom was like, oh, she said she was an actor. And then when we were eating at Bakari, the server's name was also Emily.
Oh, okay.
And she was also an actor.
Oh, she introduced herself as an actor.
As an actor instead of actress. And my mom was like, are women actors or actresses? I'm like, Mom, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but actor, gender neutral.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
use whatever you want, but definitely more so now women are saying actor instead of actress.
And actor, you live in Los Angeles, you have ADHD and autism.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So
It's a crazy
you got
combo.
the combo.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
All right.
Yeah, recently diagnosed.
Okay.
Obviously, you guys can speculate on how old I am, but when I was younger, ADHD and autism were not diagnosed in little girls. It was young boys who couldn't sit still in class. And then they were immediately put, on kind of the ADHD autism spectrum, and then on the medications, just pumped full of, Adderall at 10, 11 years old. Whereas girls, it wasn't really a thing until recently that they started looking at young women or young girls and young women and how ADHD and autism can show itself in women. So recently diagnosed at my age, which is crazy.
Grown woman.
Grown woman. So meaning I've lived my entire life neurodivergent and not really knowing. I mean, I had an inkling that I was different.
Okay.
Growing up, it was, loud noises really, really bugged me. And I have to give a warning, I guess. When I say I have autism, I'm extremely high functioning. It's a spectrum, and I don't have severe autism. But some of the signs when I was younger, the main ones being I hated loud noises. I still hate loud noise. We were in the kitchen earlier. Yeah. You what was it? You hit a pan and I like jumped out of my skin.
Yeah. You freaked out.
Yeah. So the main one being toilets flushing when I was younger. That was my main trigger. I hated it.
You didn't like toilet flushing?
Oh, I would flush it and go like this. I still do it in airplane bathrooms because you're so confined. And that, for some reason, that toilet is so loud. That just, it makes me I just absolutely hate it. It's like something that I can't even describe. So toilets flush, it's just like loud, obnoxious noises
like
about that. And funny enough, I lived in New York City for 10 years. So you'd think I would be used to loud noises.
What was it like being autistic in New York City?
Well, I wasn't diagnosed then, but I mean, obviously I still had it. It was constant stimulants everywhere.
Right.
So for my ADHD, it was actually kind of fun. There are lights and there's cabs and there's people yelling at each other, and you don't ever have to just look at one thing. You can kind of look all around. You could be doing something.
Super fun.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. And just because you can New York is a city where you can just do anything.
Yeah.
And people are always down to do anything with you. So
Yeah.
you have like
Anything.
literally anything. But that's where you can kind of get into trouble as somebody who's neurodivergent, living in a city that's so like go, 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 go,
Yeah.
go all the time.
Yep.
You can definitely get sucked into the life of like, okay, well, it's Friday night and it's 2 a.m., but I don't want to stop partying. Like, I don't want to stop drinking because it's just, it like, you know, kind of scratches that itch of like, ooh,
Yeah.
so many things I can do, like so many people I can talk to. And I do find, not to go on a change the subject, but I do find, and I know that there are studies that have come out that talk about people being neurodivergent and alcohol,
Yeah.
and how, you know, 1 or 2 drinks makes people who are neurodivergent kind of feel like a normal person.
Right. It activates you.
Yeah, and it kind of, it quiets all of the voices and the stress and the anxiety and all of it. It quiets all of that. And so I think, and you can totally fact check me on this, but I believe people that are neurodivergent are more likely to have addiction problems.
Yeah.
Um,
That's completely true. Anytime I'm talking to either a friend or a patient and there's a substance use problem, I'm always thinking in the back of my head, this person could be neurodivergent.
Absolutely.
You have to consider that, because the drinks, the alcohol, the cannabis, that could be activating you. It can make you feel like you're a normal person, for lack of a better term, in social situations.
Yeah.
And now you're not constantly analyzing yourself. Not when you're high, you kind of do, but at least you're having a good time. You let your guard down.
Oh, I mean, you become like the most social person in the world when you're having a couple of drinks, and then getting into drugs as well. You look at stimulating drugs like cocaine and Molly and ecstasy. Those kind of level you out, kind of like how people with ADHD will take a stimulant like Adderall or Vyvanse
and go to sleep.
And yeah, you can go to sleep. You can take a nap on it, but like you kind of, it calms you down. It makes you like a normal person, where if like a normal person would take Adderall or Vyvanse, they're like running around the world like, oh my God, I can do anything. Cocaine and other stimulating drugs act in the same way. So that's why you have to be careful in these big cities, in the cities where you can do anything, in cities that never shut down. You definitely have to be aware of like, okay, this is my ADHD, this is my autism. Like, yes, I like feeling neurotypical, but like we can't be doing this all the time.
Is it a little easier in Los Angeles as compared to New York City being neurodivergent, because here is a bit slower?
Yeah.
Now, LA can go fast.
Oh, for sure.
And LA can do what New York does.
For sure.
But New York always does what New York does, if you know what I'm talking about. New York never stops.
Yeah.
And you can get around quicker in New York.
With the train system, absolutely.
Right, from one borough to the next. Yeah. And you don't have to be in a car for 30, 45 minutes.
Right.
In LA, you have to intentionally choose to have fun, get out the house.
Oh, absolutely. I've only lived in LA now for about 1.5 years, and I'm definitely learning that. I mean, it's, you have to pick. Yeah, thank you. I absolutely love it here. I don't think I'll ever move back to New York, even though I loved my time in New York. I was just ready for something different, but I'm definitely learning. You have to really make a conscious effort to like have fun here, you know, to like go out. It's an effort to do that. Where in New York, I'm telling you, you can walk down the street, you find a bar, you find a restaurant that seems alive, and you can meet random people, and the next thing you know, it's 4:00 in the morning. You've been hanging out with them for 7 hours, you know, and you're like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Which is funny because New Yorkers are not known for being the nicest people.
Yeah, but when they like you, they like you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And they're not fake about it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like about New York City, because if you're neurodivergent in New York, you will find your people and you'll really rock with them.
Yeah.
Because if they don't like you, they won't mess with you. Whereas here in LA, you can get the runaround from people.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like they're on your side, or it seems like they like you, but then they're trying to level up, or they're trying to see who you know, if you know some director. I mean, you know, as an actor, that sort of thing.
It's constant. Working as an actor in New York, you know, you make friends with people. But here in LA, it is the first thing people do, they're like, oh, what's your name? My name's Emily. Okay, here, add me on Instagram. Girl, I just met you like 2 seconds ago. And I'm like, I get it. I respect the hustle. Like, you know, you want to spread yourself as far as possible. You never know who they may know. But it does come across as kind of a little usy and a little fake sometimes.
And they're looking for your Instagram to see how many followers you have or to see who you know.
Exactly.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Or?
To see how many followers you have, to see what I can do for them.
Yeah.
Where I definitely prefer the more genuine side of meeting people and not the first thing, just like taking your phone, being like, add me on Instagram. I'm like, girl, calm
down. So has it been hard to find your people in LA?
It did take me some time. But kind of going back to my ADHD and autism, I definitely, because of those, I live on the side of being more anxious. Even though I am medicated, I still am kind of an anxious person.
Okay.
It's gotten better. We were just talking about my medications in the car. I'm on Wellbutrin, which is great. Like, shout out to Wellbutrin. It's amazing. We love it. But I still live on, you know, the more anxious side. And so when I first moved here, the only person that I knew was my boyfriend. And so now that I look back on it, I like attached to him very, very quickly. He was the only person that I knew. We had been seeing each other for a little while, kind of like long distance, just seeing each other while I was still living in New York. And then I moved out here and we started dating officially. And that became, you know, he was like the only person I wanted to see. I really didn't care about going out to meet other people, just because I didn't want to. I was like, okay, I'm like anxiously attached to this guy now, and that's fine, you know? And now I look back on it, I'm like, girl, that was so unhealthy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there needs to be a healthy balance of having friends and meeting having platonic relationships instead of all, you know, just focusing on your romantic relationship. But that anxious attachment style is, I think, pretty common for neurodivergent people, but it definitely affected how I was living when I first moved to Los Angeles, for sure.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm really starting. It took about 1.5 years, but I'm really starting to kind of come into myself here in LA
and find your people.
Finding my people and like spreading myself out and not just hanging out with one person and making sure that I'm hanging out with different groups of people for all people from all walks of life and but having genuine connections too.
There's nothing better than having a genuine group of friends, people that really rock with you for who you are.
Absolutely.
And it's been difficult for me, but now I've been here for 5 years now, so it's a lot easier. You know, I have my squad, Roberto, Andy, you know the guys.
Yeah.
It's the same people over and over, but when you come here and you have ambitions and you're only with your partner, that can make for a difficult time. I know personally from, I mean, just currently, you know, just being with, you know, my lady, and then she wants to be with just me. Yeah. And then we go through a cycle of, okay, all right, we gotta break up for a little bit. You need to go your own way because it's too unhealthy. Like you have to have other people to rely on. Totally. But then if you don't have anybody to hang out with, it's better to be by yourself than to be with the wrong people. But you do need people. Yeah. For sure. It's a balance. Yeah. It's a balance. Yeah.
I mean, that's absolutely true what you said too. It's like it's better to be by yourself. Even if you have to kind of sit with your thoughts and be alone with your thoughts, which is a really scary thing to do. That's better than, you know, having friends that aren't really your friends, or having friends that are just there when you want to party and drink alcohol and that's it. It's better to just be alone. Yeah. And just have the night to yourself. And so I've really learned how valuable those nights are. Just like making myself a nice dinner after I've done 1 million auditions that day, and just making myself a nice dinner, sitting down with my dog and and just like watching a TV show until I'm like, okay, it's 10 o'clock. I'm ready for bed.
Ready for bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And isolation is something that a lot of neurodivergents deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say struggle with it because I like being by myself.
Yeah.
But the longer you isolate yourself and you don't go out, it could lead to depression. So what's your relationship with isolation and staying away from people, whether you want to or whether you just don't have people to hang out with at the moment?
I can tend to, when I isolate to the extreme. And it's something that I'm working on now, to where like if I start to feel a little down, I will kind of push everybody away. I'm like, I stop answering text messages. I'm just like, I just want to sit in my apartment with all the lights off. And it's like, I feel like it happens every couple of months. Just like one day, I just like, I wake up and I'm like, maybe it's, there was a weekend that was super busy. Maybe I'd gone out like one too many times. And I'll just sit there in my apartment, totally dark, and I'm like, this is miserable. I'm miserable. Life is miserable. And I don't want to talk to anybody. And it really, and like even my boyfriend will text me and be like, is everything okay? He has this like weird sixth sense when like something's wrong. And
He
I'm
can
like,
tell.
oh yeah. He's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm like, I don't know. I want to be by myself. I don't want to talk to anybody. But all that does is make people worry about you. And so communicating, hey, I'm just not feeling great today. And yeah, I want to be alone, and that's okay. Just making sure you don't get stuck in that. And so I think that used to go on like, for 3 days at a time. I used to just like sit in my apartment, really not move from my couch other than to take my dog outside, maybe eat something. But it's definitely happened less over the last couple of months, which is great. And if it does happen, I am able to kind of pull myself out of it.
If you are a comedy lover and you want to see me come and do stand-up, I'll be in Houston April the 26th at 8 o'clock p.m. at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. And if you're in Nashville, I'll be in Nashville on May the 31st at Zany's. And I'm from Nashville, so it's going to be a homecoming show. I'd love to see you all there. And do you feel more isolated in LA as compared to New York, seeing that you have to really work to talk to people out here?
That's so interesting. No, I think New York, I felt more isolated.
Really?
Which is crazy. You would think there's millions of people living on an island. Manhattan's an island, right? So living on this tiny island, there's millions of people. How could you feel alone? But you do. It's incredible. It's really hard to explain. It's like everybody's kind of in their own lane. They're kind of like have their blinders on. And if you don't have like a really stable friend group that can say, okay, I'm like, get out of your apartment. Or if you're like going through something and you don't feel great, whatever, it's extremely isolating. That city will beat down on you for sure. That's one of the reasons I left. I was like,
I would not have expected that.
Yeah,
New York City.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I lived there for almost 10 years, and by the 10th year, I was like,
I gotta get out of here.
I can't do this. I need to slow down. I need to live on the West Coast. I need to live near the ocean. I cannot be living in New York City for the rest of my life.
The sun helps too, right? The sun?
I can't even tell you. I think that's why I'm able to like pull myself out of these like little depressive episodes that I get, is because, and especially now in the apartment.
Yeah.
And my old apartment was so dark. And so like I could like sit in my little depressive episode for like days. And because it was just like I had to keep my curtains closed all the time because my apartment faced where people would walk past my windows. So I had to keep my shades down all the time. And so it was dark constantly, super depressing.
You got to get that light in.
Yeah. And so I could stay in that depressive episode for a while.
Wow.
Whereas here in LA or here in this new apartment, it's like bright sunshine all day long,
It
and I'm
helps out
like,
your mood.
how can you be sad?
Yeah.
When you're like looking and it's a beautiful day, and it's like 75 degrees
You're like, I
outside.
have no reason to be sad. Why
Yeah.
am I sad?
Why
I
am
can't
I
be
sad
sad.
right now? Yeah. So even just like something as simple as like opening up the curtains in the
Yep.
apartment, letting all
Can
that
help out
sun
the
in.
mood.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. And one thing that I'm interested in is, um, let's talk about routine. So with
Yeah.
neurodivergence or with autism, ADHD, you have two sides. So the autistic side wants the same thing over and over.
Mhm.
Then the ADHD side wants exciting things, wants to switch it up. So it makes it hard to keep a routine.
Yeah.
So how does that work for you as an actor? Do you feel like you have a good routine to where you're not too bored, but then you're not going off script too much?
Yeah. So let me tell you, as an actor in Los Angeles, where I'm very lucky to where acting is my only job and I don't have a survival job.
Survival job.
Um,
I like that.
I feel like I have the best combination in the world to where if I'm just doing auditions, I'm not on set. I have a perfect routine. I get to stick to it every single day. I get up, take Donut on my dog, on a long walk. I come back, I get ready. I make myself lunch. I do all my auditions, which can take, a couple of hours. And then, I like to read. Then I can make dinner, settle down, watch shows for the rest of the night, or a workout is somewhere in there, depending on how many auditions I have, like going to the gym. But then to kind of get the more exciting, not every day is the same day. Like I could never work a 9 to 5, ever.
You couldn't.
No,
I don't think the neurodivergent brain is designed to work a 9 to 5, but I want to know why you say you can't work.
I couldn't. And this is why I'm saying it's perfect, and it scratches both of the ADHD and the autism itch, is because I can have my routine when I'm not on set. And then when I am on set, every single day is different. Maybe the call times are the same, but I may be called at 7 a.m. at one location one day, and I'm only there for 2 hours out of that day. And then the next day, I'm at another location. I'm there all day, 12 hours, starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. Every single day when you're an actor looks different. And it's a different location. It's a different call time. There are different scenes that you have to work on. And so when I'm on set, everything's different, and it's really nice because it's like a switch up. But then when I'm not on set and I'm just doing auditions, it's my routine. So it's perfect.
Okay.
It's really, having this job is perfect for me.
And it's funny that you say that, because for me, I don't think that my neurodivergent brain is set up for 9 to 5. But when I'm not seeing patients, I'll go through long stretches where I'm not talking to people, I'm not going outside. And I believe that one of the reasons why I would keep a roster on me and talk to this girl and that girl and this girl is because I just needed something to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the constraints of a 9 to 5. You have to be here at this time. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like any of that. But when I'm seeing patients, I'm getting to work on my social skills. I'm forced to leave the house, or even if it's telehealth, I'm forced to open up the laptop. You have to have at least a shirt on or a scrub top.
Right.
Even if I'm going commando on the bottom, you can't see that. But that structure of a job or having to see patients, it does help. But then I get to points where I'm like, all right, I just want to work on my comedy. I just want to work on my skits, and I just want to do this thing over and over. So it's interesting that you say that of course, nobody wants a survival job to survive.
Yeah.
But you say that you don't think that your brain is even made for 9 to 5 at all.
No, I can't imagine myself like going to an office and doing the same job every single day.
Yeah.
Nope. Couldn't do it. Maybe that's just the creativity part of my brain, where I need to be doing something creative, where I get to choose, how that project comes out. Like, it comes from my artistic side.
Yeah.
My artistic and autistic side.
I was like, which one? Artistic or
Both.
autistic? Both.
Whereas, a 9 to 5, you're kind of at the will a manager and a CEO, and
Yeah.
they're telling you, well, this is how it has to be done, and it has to be done by our standards. You don't get to choose how it's done. You do your job, and that's it.
That's the worst part of working a job. I think that's why the neurodivergent soul feels like you're dying when you're at work, because you have company policy, then you have small talk, then you
Yeah.
have all these things that don't matter.
Yeah.
You have a hour and a half meeting that could have been 5 minutes or 10 minutes,
No.
and you have to
This
sit
could have
in.
been an email.
It could have been an email.
Yeah.
And our brains look for, the sense in things. If something doesn't make sense, then we're going to ask ourselves, why are we doing this? Because
Yeah.
somebody told us to do this?
Right.
It's, oh my goodness.
And then it makes me not want to do it. That's another thing with the 9 to 5 is like somebody tells me to do something, I immediately don't want to do it.
Right.
But like if I come up with it on my own, I want to do that. It's like, it's when you're younger, it's your mom tells you to do the dishes.
Right.
You were just about to do the
do it.
dishes, and then your mom is like, "Hey, do the dishes," and you're like,
No.
"Actually, you know what? No,
I
I'm
don't
not
do
gonna
it.
do the dishes because you told me to do the dishes. I was gonna do them because it was my idea."
Right.
And that's been my whole life, has been stuff like that. Like,
So have you ever worked a survival job?
oh yeah, oh tons. I mean, I've been working since I was, I think, 15 years old. Different jobs, and I worked in the service industry as a waiter or waitress, and we're talking about that. I worked at a dog daycare facility. I worked as a receptionist at a salon. I mean, I've done all of these kind of weird, not weird, but just survival jobs. And then obviously I went to school, like I went to NYU. And so during that, I was working all these different jobs, just trying to survive being a broke college kid. And so I've definitely lived that life. And the jobs where it was kind of like a set 9 to 5 job and kind of doing the same thing. Like I really actually liked working in the service industry because I felt like everything
I was just
different.
going to say that. Being
Yeah.
a waiter or being a bartender, I think that's a good job
Yeah.
for someone who has ADHD.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my sister's shout out to my sister. She's an incredible
Shout out.
bartender in New York City. At Katie Sips on Instagram, just shout out.
Okay.
But
Shout out.
she's incredible, but she's not diagnosed, it's just self-diagnosed. But she definitely has a little bit of the autism or the ADHD. And so it's kind of perfect for her. She gets to use her creativity as a bartender, but she gets to talk to different people every single night, and she's making different cocktails and all of this. It's perfect for her. So I really liked working in the service industry and, again, getting to talk to people and create relationships with people. But I'm not serving the same food. So there might be something crazy that happens that night. Like a 9 to 5, nobody's going to drop a tray of margaritas all over somebody. But like at a waitressing job, that might happen.
Yep.
And that's so exciting to me.
No, I think if you're neurodivergent and you're in the service industry, that would work way better for you than working a desk job. And no disrespect to the desk job, but
oh no, we love you guys.
if you're doing that every single day, if it's too monotonous, you can't sustain it without feeling like you're losing yourself, you're losing your soul, you're losing some form of purpose. And hearing you talk, it reminds me of why I like psychiatry, because I like psychiatry because I talk to different patients every single day. I'm solving different problems. So I asked myself, like, what part of psychiatry do I like? And I really like being at the psych hospital.
Interesting. Okay.
Outside, outpatient is fine. Like, I like it. You talk to different people, but the psych hospital is my favorite place to be because you have different patients who come in and different patients who leave. You're solving different problems every single day. Yeah. And they're big problems. People don't want to live. People are extremely depressed. People are hearing voices. Yeah. And you never know what's going to happen on the unit. It keeps you on your toes. It's very similar to being a bartender. Yeah. Because you don't know what's going to happen every single night. It's
the idea of the same job every single day, but it's like a different form of it.
Yep.
You're going to have to approach different problems and try to not fix or solve, but try to work through those. And Yeah, it keeps you on your toes.
It
I
does.
can only imagine.
Yeah, and the most difficult part about that job is the notes and
Yeah,
company policy and coworkers. There's never the patience
yeah,
at the
that's
psych
interesting.
hospital. The least crazy people, for lack of a better term, are the patients. It's
Yeah.
really the staff. It's the other stuff that are happening
Oh yeah.
that will drain your soul. But the patients are never the problem.
Wow.
They're never the problem.
Wow.
Because I've had to ask myself, what do I really like about psychiatry?
Yeah.
Because the thing that I like about psychiatry is what I like about comedy. The
Mm.
fact that you're talking to different people. Different people come to the comedy clubs.
Right.
Different people come to the psych hospital. So
Yeah.
all of that's cool, engaging with the different personalities. But the things that come along with the job that you don't like, having to show up at this time, having to be in this meeting, having to take orders from this person and that person, that's what drains your soul. And sometimes you
Yeah.
have to do that in order to do the job.
Of
But
course.
when you understand yourself, you can put yourself in better positions.
Right.
And as an actor, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't like this. I like this. I like the variety of all these different jobs, and I hate this.
Yeah.
And at least your soul doesn't wither away or feel like it's dying.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got to when briefly I was, living in New York, and I during COVID stepped away from acting for a little bit. I fell out of love with acting because of a bad manager situation.
Okay.
And so I got into
That
real
part's hard
estate.
too.
Oh my God, yeah.
Trusting the wrong people.
A manager and agent can make or break how you think about the industry. But I got into real estate to, make some money, and ended up doing really, really well in real estate in New York. And so I stopped acting for a while. And then one day I woke up and I realized, I was like, I hate this. I'm like, I loved the money. Oh, the money was great. But I wasn't fulfilled. I hated having somebody always looking over because you're going to have your broker kind of looking over your shoulder,
Okay.
being like, why aren't you closing this deal? Why aren't you doing more showings? Why aren't you blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't want it. I don't like, your manager as an actor can point you in the right direction, but it's really you, right? You're doing the auditions. You're the one creating your image. You're the one on set saying, hey, this is me. Am I easy to work with? Am I a pain in the butt to work with? It's really you creating your career, and then the manager and the agent are just going to help push you along. And that's what I like. I like being in control.
Yeah. And you have to feel like you're in control as a neurodivergent, or else things won't work.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy that you're talking about having a job where you make money, but you don't enjoy it. Because if you have ADHD and autism and you're doing something for work that's making you a lot of money, but you don't enjoy it, it won't work out for you.
No.
You have to find a purpose in what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. And that's going to lead to a lot of self-sabotage, because you're not having fun. If you're not having fun with what you're doing, you're going to look for fun in other places.
Oh, yeah.
I've had to learn this the hard way.
Yeah.
I've had to learn it the hard way. And, now I can look back and I'll say, oh, this is why I was getting high every night. Oh, this is why I was with this girl and I was trying to talk to this girl, and then I'm over here because I wasn't having fun with what I was doing.
Yeah. You're relying on outside things because you're not going to get fulfilled in your everyday life. So you're relying on drugs and alcohol and bad friends and bad relationships to fulfill you, but it's fake fulfillment.
It is.
That's fulfillment that's going to last you a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Where if you make what you love your job, that's going to fulfill you forever.
Right.
I always say, I'm like, I would rather be a broke actor and just like scraping by every month for rent than be unhappy being a real estate agent making $200,000 a year.
So
that's just
I agree with that for the most part, because I would rather take a lesser paying job than a higher paying one, as long as I'm enjoying the work. But I don't know about broke, because I grew up on food stamps and I have financial insecurities. I'm like, I can't go back to being broke.
I mean, I can't say like it's the idea of the broke actor. I'm not actually like hurting for money. Like, I'm fine. There are definitely people that are doing way better than me, but there are people doing way worse than me, but it's, you say broke, and that could mean you have 10K in your bank
Mhm.
account to somebody that's like, oh, you have a ton of money, you know? So just the term, I'm a broke, or like a starving artist, you know?
No, but it's something to talk about because you need that fulfillment. But then you're like, how low can I go with my funds until it's getting to the point where it's scary? Because money is a tool, so it lets you, you know, I like convenience. Like I like being able to get this somewhere faster. I like not having to wait in line. So I like those types of things. So money itself, I don't actually care about.
Yeah.
But when you grow up neurodivergent and poor, because there's something to be said about that. Because we need extra support as neurodivergents. So if you're poor and you can't get a house keeper, you can't get different things that help you save time.
Yeah.
It frustrates you. And time already escapes me as it is. I'm always behind. I'm always trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So I look at
always missing flights.
missing flights. And then you have to get another flight. And depending on where I'm, you know, I have to be, like if I have to be in a different state to see a different patient, then I can't sit there and wait for the next flight. Like I remember I got stuck in, I went to a conference with Johnson & Johnson in New Jersey. I got stuck in New Jersey because of the government shutdown.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of planes and flights were getting delayed. So instead of leaving from Newark, I had to book a whole different flight. Remember? Yeah, I had to book a whole different flight from JFK because it was a Sunday and my flight was supposed to leave that afternoon at 1. And the next flight, well, Alaska Airlines was on Tuesday.
Right.
I'm like, I can't wait until Tuesday. I have to get back to the West Coast. So I have to get a whole different flight at JFK. And that's extra money. But not being able to do that, I would freak out.
Oh, yeah.
So it's this game of, okay, I need to have my soul fulfilled. But then I need to make sure that I have enough financial resources to be able to navigate. Yeah, but if money wasn't a thing, it make life so easy. I could just focus purely on passion and what drives me.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, right? Don't we all wish?
I wish,
if money makes the world go round, you know?
It does. Okay. And let's go to
our questions?
But let's see what our Facebook community said. Let's read some of the text post from our Facebook community.
Our Facebook community. Let's see.
Yeah, my tie looks good. I love this tie.
That is a really nice tie.
Yeah. Shout out to Sue Supply. I get all my stuff from there.
Like something like this, right? This one that you sent me?
Yeah.
Like that?
No, it was, let me see. It was, the most recent text I sent you.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's read those two from the community.
Okay. Somebody post, depression, keep it to yourself. ADHD, share everything. Anxiety, regret it instantly.
And I feel like I posted those on my page, but
okay.
The audience really liked it.
Yeah, no, 18,000 likes on that.
Yeah. 18,000 likes?
18,000.
Okay. Yeah, the audience really liked it.
Slay.
That's relatable. The oversharing component is something that I had to learn how to reel in.
Yeah.
And the way that I reduce oversharing is by journaling, because I have so many thoughts that I have to get out. So sometimes when I don't journal, I have diarrhea of the mouth. I'm just telling everybody everything.
Yeah.
But then when I journal, I can get my thoughts out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And just articulate what I want to say or how I'm feeling in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's a great idea, because I tend to do that. We were even talking about it earlier today, where it's so easy, at least for me, it's like my autism thing, is where, you know, somebody will be talking about something and I'll immediately jump in with something similar that I've done in my life, which can be seen as, you know, oversharing. In reality, or like making it look like it's about you, but in
Mhm.
reality, I'm just trying to relate to you. I want to
Yeah.
show you that we're on the same
Right.
page.
You're
I
trying to
I get
connect.
exactly what you're talking about, but it's oversharing. It's like it's not the
Yeah.
moment for that. Like talk about it. If you get to it, you get to it. If you don't, you don't, and that's okay. Ask questions about what
Mhm.
the other person is going through, and ask follow-up questions. There's certain like ebb and flow to these conversations.
Yeah.
So I totally relate to the oversharing, and then the anxiety in me is like when I catch myself doing it, I'm like, you're the
Y-
worst. Like everybody thinks you're so like vain and just all about yourself, and that's all you want to talk about. But in reality, you're just doing it because that's it seems right.
Right. And have you figured out a way to kind of um, remind yourself to ask people follow-up questions when you're oversharing?
It's as easy as just being like the idea will pop into my head of like, oh my god, I went through something just like that, and I'll be like, Emily, shut up, shut up. Like, don't say that. Ask them, who were you with? How long ago was
Yeah.
this? How do you feel about it? You have to be conscious. And I actually didn't know that I was doing this until recently. Shout out to my boyfriend for pointing it out, even though
Shout out.
I got really upset at him when he told me it because I thought he was attacking me. I was like, that, I'm not doing it to be rude. Like, I want to connect with people. He's like, but it's coming off as rude. And I was like, but that's not my intention. And so, I got really upset. But then I looked back and I was like, oh God, I do that, don't I?
Mm.
And so it really took, the first couple of conversations that I had after that conversation with my boyfriend, it took me kind of sitting there and not saying anything in fear of saying the wrong thing.
Mm.
But then, I would ask a follow-up question. And then, there are moments when you can share something about yourself. And there are moments where you can connect to people. But yeah, I mean, I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress for sure. But again, I didn't even know that I was doing this until a couple of months ago.
Okay. Shout
Um,
out to your boyfriend.
Shout out to my boyfriend.
Mhm.
Shout out to Niles for
Shout out. And can you
for
read
calling me out.
the second text post?
Yes, autism. I like silence. ADHD. I like noise. ADHD. I need silence, but also background noise, but not too loud, but loud enough.
Yeah,
That's
the
so
audience really
true.
liked that one.
Yes, yes.
Can
This
you
one
relate
did.
to that? Needing background noise, but you want it to be your noise?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Last night, again, shout out to Niles because he was playing Red Dead Redemption, and we were on the couch. We had just got
One or two?
two, of
Two. Okay,
course.
all right.
We had just gotten back from date night. We're snuggled up on the couch. He's playing, and I play too, but I love just like watching, because I find it so fun. I make him like rob random people, and we have a bounty for like $600 in most counties. It's really terrible, and that's my fault. But we're sitting there, and next thing I know, I'm dozing off, which is the Emily special. I always fall asleep on the couch, movies, video games, whatever. But then we wake up and we get into bed, and Niles is listening to this YouTube video about something, and he's starting to doze off, and I'm like, "Are you gonna keep that on?" He goes, oh, sorry. And I was like, and I thought to myself, I was like, I just fell asleep to him robbing people in Red Dead Redemption 2, but I can't fall asleep to this like little YouTube video about uh atoms and like science. I'm like,
Hmm.
why is that? It has to be like on my terms.
Yeah, you needed your background noise.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way because I need noise to get things done.
Yeah.
So like I'll have a sports center on in the background so that way I can focus on charting or maybe writing jokes. But if it's completely silent, then I can't do it. But if somebody has their background noise on, it doesn't work for me because I don't want that background noise. I want my background noise.
That's so
I
funny.
want some
Yeah.
obscure podcast talking about something that I'm somewhat interested in, but not
Yeah.
all the way interested in. Because if it's too engaging, then my attention will go there. I need something to just kind of stimulate me.
For when I'm working, I don't really like any stimulants like noise in the background. I really, because again, that's the ADHD in me, is like I need to focus on this task, or else, because if I have like the TV going, if I have a podcast going, I'm like here, and I'm like never gonna get anything done. I'm like doing half of each thing, and I'm like, so I need to be focusing. I have to focus on just one thing, and then I can do the other thing. I can watch the TV or listen to the podcast. But yeah, when it comes to trying to wind down and relax, I can fall asleep to us playing The Last of Us, or my boyfriend playing The Last of Us, but and like murking zombies, but when it comes to his YouTube videos about chess, I'm like, turn it off. Like if we're going to sleep, I'm like, turn it off. I can't fall
cross
asleep.
the limit. Yeah, it's hella relatable. So I wasn't surprised that the audience liked it.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's a good one for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can squeeze in a question.
Okay.
Any question that the people have.
That's kind of a statement. Let's see. Okay. This person said, "My poor husband. I think he's trying to hold it down as much as he can as far as our household. He thinks I'm a good mom, a creative, but a horrible, horrible partner as far as helping with house tasks. I've been seeing your autism ADHD videos, and I think that might be me. I want to help save our marriage and take some of the load off of him. Do you think medication is the best option?" That's a great question.
That's a great question. So she feels like she's not doing her part as a wife.
Yeah.
And she has ADHD.
Her husband thinks that she's a great mom and a creative, something, that we were talking about, but a horrible, horrible partner, because, she can't help out with house tasks and kind of hold down the fort, I guess.
Okay, so what I'll say to this is, as somebody who has ADHD, medications are probably the most helpful thing that I've ever done for myself.
Yeah, me too.
People will ask me about nootropics, which can be helpful, and they'll ask me about different motivational chants that they can tell themselves, which also can help. Mm-hmm. And exercise, I would say that's the second most helpful thing.
Exercise.
If you have ADHD, get your butt to the gym. You
sure.
need it. I need it. But I don't think anything has been more beneficial to me than medications. Now it comes with side effects. That's why I have to keep this water on me, because the Adderall dries up my mouth.
Yeah.
But I'll deal with that.
We're just both two medicated girlies. We love Slay. We love it. No, but it's absolutely true. It's been so beneficial. And sorry not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But as somebody, who deals with kind of those depressive episodes, but also has ADHD and needs a little bit of stimulant, that again, shout out to Wellbutrin. It's a stimulant antidepressant instead of an SSRI. So
correct.
if you think you're a little sad, but you also have some ADHD and need some pep in your step to get things done, check out Wellbutrin.
Yeah, and
like we're doing a commercial, not sponsored, but could be. Right.
Hey, maybe
reach out.
They might
call
throw the bag
people.
At us. But and I just feel like, I'm not sure her background or nationality. It's not even that important. But I just wish that in the Black community we would take medications more seriously. Because I'm seeing people in the Black community go to therapy, but sometimes you need medications.
Yeah.
If you're dealing with really bad depression, you might need meds. If we're dealing with psychosis and mania, most definitely you need medications. And some people want to
disorders.
Right. Some folks want to, therapize everything and talk it through, which can be helpful, because that's never a bad option. But sometimes you just need medications. Sometimes you just need meds. And if you have ADHD and you feel like you're a failure and you feel like you can't get things done and you feel like it's ruining your marriage and your self-esteem is going, lower and lower, meds can save your marriage.
Yeah. And if you
I really believe that.
That constantly having that in the back of your head too has to be really difficult.
Yeah.
Constantly being like, is my husband going to leave me? Is he going to divorce me because I can't do the dishes on time, because I can't focus? And I mean, you're saying that he says that you're a good mom. You're taking care of your kids. So that's something to be super proud of.
Yeah.
You're not a failure. You are a great mom. Are there things that maybe you can work on? Absolutely. And does that mean maybe pulling your weight more around the house? Also, we don't know all of the details of this situation,
True.
too. There could be another side to this that we're not hearing, that we're not talking about.
Right.
And I think that's important to say. But, as somebody who went from, I can't even get out of bed, like, it's so difficult, I just want to sit there and scroll all day on my phone.
Yeah,
Like,
that's me.
it's like you want to procrastinate things until they build up and build up and build up, and then all of a sudden you're like, you just explode. It's so much better, and it's a lot easier on your mind and your body to just do the things as they come up. Do the dishes, take the trash out,
Yeah.
do all of these things. And medication can really, really help with that.
Mm-hmm. And the last thing I'll say about this is there'll be times where I can't get out of bed, and what I'll do is I'll keep my ADHD meds right next to me on the nightstand, and I know I'll snooze through the first couple alarms, but I'll take my meds at the first alarm, and then I'll let it wake me up.
Yeah. I've done that before too.
I'll let it wake me up, and then 45 minutes later, I'm awake and I'm a fully functioning
You're like,
human
gotta
being,
go.
and I'm ready to start my day. So meds have, I don't want to say saved my life, but they're a big part of why I am where I am.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Meds are very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So yeah, that's it for this episode. I know we have ADHD and autism, and a lot of neurodivergence amongst the people who watch. So I try and keep them, within an hour, 45 minutes. And based off of what y'all say, if y'all want them to be longer, we'll make them longer. If you want to be shorter, we'll make it shorter. But that'll be it for this episode. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next time.